Yo, 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 what up, team? It's Coop. I'm back. Just coming on here to kind of tell you guys about my trades for the last week. Maybe go over the charts for a couple of them. See why I entered. See why they either succeeded or failed. I don't know if you guys were watching the alerts this week. They were kind of just base hit alerts. I think we had one play that went over 100%, which is kind of unfortunate, but we consistently hit 20 to 50% on all of our SPX plays. So that was really nice. So we can go ahead and get into it. I wanted to start off with our Bitcoin short that we took on, I think that this was a Friday. So yeah, it was 12-8. So, or sorry. We took it on a Sunday. Okay. Because we took this on a Sunday going into the trading day Monday. So we took a short overnight that paid very well. I was trying to look at the chart. Oh, okay, I remember why I took this trade. Let's see if it'll let me. Okay, so the 8th. Okay, so the reason I took this trade is you can see, let's go on a higher time frame. Let's go on the 30 maybe. So you can see we were kind of in this wedge right here. And let's go on the 1. Here we go, you can see it better here. So the reason we took this short is you can see we're kind of in this wedge. We have the bottom support, and then we have the top resistance. We have our line drawn, so we took it here. I think we took it here on this high whenever we initially tested the top of the wedge. And then we shorted her all the way down here to 98,447, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, we shorted her all the way down to 98,121. So we shorted at 500. So we shorted here. I think we shorted on this candle because once we saw the rejection, we shorted on at 500 and we rode her all the way down to 100. So that would have been down here on these lows. So we held all the way through. We obviously took trims, but since this was an overnight trade, I couldn't get out of the whole position, which was probably a good thing because we would have cut here around 1 a.m. But whenever I got up to go to the gym, saw we were down here at the 100s. I figured that was a good spot to cut at. So, and then on Monday we didn't have any trades other than our early bird special. I don't remember too well what this. It went for 30% gains, so that was really good. Early bird special. You guys need to keep an eye on these because even though they are sponsored alerts, they can be profitable if you take the trades right when I send out the alert. But just like everything, it's going to have its own risk. So play those at your own risk. But I do recommend at least keeping an eye on those trades. I have a new one coming out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. If you guys want to check it out, it's supposed to be a pretty good ticker that we're alerting. It's a biotech company. But yep, so let's go on to our first index trade of the week. So 12:10, so this was on Tuesday. Let's go ahead and get on our SPY chart. Let's go on the 3. 12:10. I didn't have time to map any of these out or do anything like that. This is just kind of on the fly, so if I can't remember why I took a trade, I do apologize. So 60-75 calls at 8:45. So we would have taken calls here. I just put this in here, but I remember I had a high time frame support / resistance rectangular zone here. So once we broke out, we initially retested, we broke, retested, and then we shot up, which is where we took calls at 8:45. So we would have taken calls here, and then we would have ran all those all the way up to 1.97. So that was a pretty nice gain on our contracts. We hit 35% on this play. So, and then we stopped our runners out at 1.45, which was at our entry. So yeah. So next play here, 60-80 calls, 905. So we took these here. We took these at the bottom. Sorry. What did we do? We broke, retested. Okay, so we broke, retested. We came back into the support zone that we had drawn. Then we shot back up, which is where we took calls. And these only went for 12%. I'm trying to think. I must have got a late entry, 905. Okay, yeah. So that's what that would have been what happened. I would have got an entry somewhere around here, around these highs, and we only could bring it up. So we would have had an entry around 605.20, we would have wrote it up to, what is that, 605.32. So yeah, that was a tiny move in SPX, but still, even that tiny move netted us, what is that, $13 a contract. If you would have trimmed whenever I told you to, I trimmed half here, and then I put my stop loss at break even, as I do always whenever I trim a trade, especially if it's on SPX, unless I otherwise specify. If I'm swinging or something and I take a trim, I won't necessarily put my stop loss immediately back to break even. So that is something on that trade. Okay, so we can go to the next one. It was also on Tuesday. This is going to be a long video. So it was at 10:50. I'm going to try to remember what I did on all of these, but like I said, there's no telling. I took calls. Okay. Oh, this is a play that I had to average. I doubled down. So 10:10 at 10:50. So I took calls here, I believe. I think I would have taken calls somewhere around here, and then we got the initial jump up to 18%. Yes. So we 18%, and then we immediately got that shot back down, which is where I put my stop loss at low of day, which would have been around 604.30, which I noted in the alert. Stop loss low of day. And then this is where I doubled down. I doubled down whenever we touched into this zone. We didn't hit our stop loss because, like I said, our stop loss was low of day at 604.28. We did not wick into that. We got close, but this is where I doubled down into the support zone that we have drawn here. Then we shot back up, and we saw, I think we saw 24% here, which was our highest trim. Was it 24% at 11.12? So yeah, our highest trim would have been up here on these highs. On this initial bounce, continuation, our initial trim, or our highest trim, sorry, would have been up here around 604.77. So like I said, not a crazy play, just a base hit. So like I said, this week was just a bunch of base hits for us, but it was still a pretty green week for the port. So can't complain about that too much. 60-40 puts at 1.55, 11.16. Okay, so I know why I took these. I know exactly why I took these. As you can see, we had our support zone here, and then we had pretty large volume on this red candle, which completely engulfed it. Then we had another candle that pulled back up, but then we shot down and closed below. So that's where I took puts at 11.16, as you can see. The 3-minute candle's at 11.15, but would have taken puts here, would have rode it down to about 604.20, and we got 17%. And then I actually cut these for a loss here. Well, yeah, I would have gone red on this trade because of I closed these at 1.35, as I noted, which I would have closed up here somewhere whenever this breakout got invalidated. But like I said, this was a pretty decent setup here. I liked it a lot. I'm still kind of upset it didn't go the way we wanted it to. We shot down on strong volume. We broke below our zone. So this one I'm not too upset about. Like I said, analyst recap 17, 25, 15, 40. So this was just kind of a decent week. And then we did not have any trades on Wednesday. The market didn't give us anything really tradable. I doubt I even charted anything out. I think I was super busy. Oh yeah, so I initially had this charted out. This would have been a good move. We had this initial wedge coming out of open, and then we broke out, retested, shot back up. This would have paid so well. I'm still upset that I couldn't catch this because I got super busy, but we could have caught a pretty nice move in SPY there. So, yep. Okay, let's see if we had any trades. We had another sponsored penny alert on Thursday, I believe this was, for GWAV. I'm trying to remember what this one went to. 69 to 0.78, so that's a pretty decent move in a penny stock. So if you got in that one, congratulations. This was a pretty good trade here at 12:12, 9:09 a.m. 9:09. So okay, so we're using this high time frame support zone again, which is where we took a trade. 60.45 at 9.09. So the reason we took this trade, like I said, we broke down on pretty strong volume out of the support zone. We retested, shot back down, which is where we would have got our entry around 9.09, which is right here. And then, so we entered at 1.70 and we closed these at 2.55, which is at 50%. So this is a pretty nice trade. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but we haven't played any wedges yet this week. This is because I couldn't find any that I was really comfortable with playing with this early in the week. So that is the main reason why there hasn't been any wedges so far. So we've been mostly playing support resistance zones, volume, stuff like that. So excuse me. And then we had another GWAV re-alert. Okay, this one was a pretty decent play, power hour play. 232. Oh, okay, I remember this. We were in this wedge here. 232. So we would have. Okay, so the reason we took this play, we shot up on pretty large volume compared to the rest of the day, and we were also in this descending wedge, which is a bullish flag. So we can obviously assume whenever we break out on pretty strong volume. I think we took him right here. Let me look at the alert. 232. So it would have been somewhere, yeah, so it would have been in this candle. So I think we took him here. We rode him up to 605.28, which in power hour we got a very, very nice move out of. Final trims at 235. So this was a pretty fast play. But congratulations if you entered, because we hit 62% on this play. So yep, so quality over quantity. Didn't give us much tradable price action, but when it did, we won. So trading is not all about trading every minute, hour, or day. It's about finding the right setups according to your strategy and using those times to your advantage. Never force anything. Always trade your plan. So yeah, I don't want to alert something that I think shit, and I don't want to personally take a trade that I'm personally not getting into. So we had another early bird alert. I think this one was a really nice one. We hit 35%. We alerted it, and then after that we hit 35%. So this was a very nice penny stock sponsored alert. Like I said, you guys just need to check these out and consider playing them every once in a while. A lot of people think that sponsored alerts are trash, but I hope I can show you in this video that not all of them are pump and dump. Some of them are actually investors that want to make some money. So I'd also like to note that I personally take each and every sponsored penny alert trade that I alert, just as I do all of these SPX plays. So okay, on to the next one. This is on Friday. I was super busy at work on Friday, which we'll get into here in a second, because it really pissed me off what happened. Okay. Excuse me, at 10:23 we took calls. I can't remember exactly what the setup was on these. Maybe it was something like this. I'm really not too sure why I took calls there, but I took calls. They paid very well. I'm sorry, I really need to start noting down why I take plays. And then we just bounced right into this resistance order block, which is where we closed on these highs at 604.7. So we hit 22%. We trimmed down on our Amazon shares. Amazon had a great week. Okay. At 10:33, we took calls again. I think we got stopped out. Wait. 10:33 to 10:35. Okay, so what happened here was we took calls here. Okay. I'm trying to remember. So I'm pretty sure the reason we took this trade is because of this resistance trendline break on pretty good volume. And then I saw some good volume also coming in on the next candle after we had already closed. So I took calls here on this low at 604.30. And then we rode these up to 604.70, which we got 30%. Like I said, just base hits today, 30% on SPX. That's 97 to 1.30. That's a $33 move in our contracts. So that was very nice. So even if you're only getting 30% on SPX is way more significant than if you're trading 30% on SPY, depending on the contract price and everything like that. But yes, we alerted ARO again. And then, okay, this was our power hour play that I got super busy and I couldn't necessarily watch. Excuse me. 219. Okay, 219. Okay, so the reason we took these calls is, as you can see, we're in this flag, we're in this wedge here. At 219, we were at the bottom, so we could assume that we're going to bounce, and we did on this green candle. We bounced up, but then we saw a red candle that went. It was obviously a stop loss hunt. It went down to 603.75, which is where we closed. I want to explain this a little bit. Usually whenever I'm proactively trading and I'm not busy and not doing things, I'm not going to have like a super tight stop. But on this power hour play, these are pretty expensive contracts at 150 a con. I didn't want to get super busy, which I'm kind of thankful that I did, because if this would have gone the wrong way and I wouldn't have had that type stop, I would have been mad at myself. But it's always about following your plan. However, as you can see, we wicked out, which I would have caught this if I was actively trading it, but I was just kind of off and on. I wasn't really paying attention. I took this trade, alerted it, and I couldn't. I took a trim at 17%, which would have been on this green candle, and then I closed out my cons, which is where I closed them, and then I just put my phone down. I wasn't paying attention to anything. I wasn't necessarily looking at charts, Weeble, anything like that. I got super busy. I had a business phone call to take care of and stuff like that, so I closed them out, and then 4 minutes later, as you can see, I'll go back, I check SPX. It shoots up like I initially anticipated that it would off of the bottom of this wedge. Shoots up. We hit highs of 604.70, which is where we got 175% in power hour, which is just the highest that I saw. I'm sure it went a little higher, but yep, I was pretty upset with myself on that one. But what can you do whenever you have business to take care of? It can't just take a back seat. So I'm glad that I followed my rules, even though it didn't go out in my favor. So analyst recap for this day, for Friday, was 30%, 33%, and 17%, even though these cons are at 175%. So, and then this weekend, I'm not necessarily going to chart any of these out. I think I shared a couple charts. So we took longs, as you can see off of this break of this wedge. We took longs, we retested, which is where we took longs here. As you can see, we hit 20%. And then we eventually hit 50%, which we closed the majority, runners only here, as you can see. And then yesterday we also took XRP longs. I didn't share the setup on this, but we also hit 50%. I'm not going to go into details on these too much. These were mostly scalp plays. This ETH long. We took ETH long. It's a starter. We trimmed half at 25%. And then so I remember there was a support zone at the bottom. We wicked out of it. We came back into it, which is where I said that there was another potential entry. I noted that you could cut your margin, and then we closed them out. We looked for an exit around 25%. I think our highest trim was 30%, which is where we got 50, 50, 30. So, yeah. So tomorrow, 12/16, I'll be releasing another one of my morning stock plays. Hope you guys can be there to trade it if you'd like, or if you just want to sit this one out and look and see how it goes, feel free. But that will be at 8 a.m. Eastern. Like I said, join my Discord. I answer a lot of my questions here. My analysts are in here, so there's a lot of good resources. We have an education channel. We have numerous analysts, so come check us out, give us a shot, and yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding the trades I take or have taken in the past, please do send me a DM at Coop DH, COOPDH. Always open for some dialogue. I love talking about trading, whether it's risk to reward ratios, why I took trades, what the best strategies are. I love talking to people about that kind of stuff, because this is my passion. I love doing it, and I love doing it with the people that I do it with. So yep, I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys have any suggestions for the future videos, please hit them in my DMs or in the comments of this video. It would greatly help me out, as I'm trying to continue to make these videos a little better. I'm sorry for the quality. I know it's not professional, but I try my best. So, alright guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.